It didn't start with tanks rolling across the border. It didn't start with a declaration of war. It started with a silence broken by gunfire in Kashmir. And now two nuclear-armed neighbors stand face to face once again, staring into the abyss. Welcome back to the Watchtower Report, where strategy meets reality. This week, we turn our eyes to South Asia, to the unfolding diplomatic crisis between India and Pakistan. A crisis that could, if mismanaged, spark the most dangerous conflict of our time. What happened? On a quiet day in Pahalgam, Kashmir, the unthinkable happened. A brutal terrorist attack killed 26 people, mostly Indian tourists, not soldiers, not militants, families, children, civilians. India immediately blamed Pakistan-based militant groups for orchestrating the assault. Pakistan denied any involvement, but the damage, both human and political, was already done. India's response. India moved swiftly. Visas for Pakistani citizens were revoked. The Attari-Wagah border crossing closed. Trade agreements suspended. Diplomats recalled. And most dangerously, India suspended its participation in the Indus Waters Treaty, a landmark agreement that even past wars had not broken. This was not routine diplomacy. This was escalation. Pakistan's reaction. Pakistan retaliated in kind, expelling Indian diplomats, closing its airspace to Indian aircraft, halting trade across the border. But beneath the tit-for-tat, one truth remains. Pakistan, weakened economically and isolated diplomatically, cannot sustain a long confrontation. India knows it, and Pakistan knows it too. What happens next? As we speak, artillery shells have already fallen along the line of control. Small skirmishes, each one a spark on dry tinder. The danger now is miscalculation. A single cross-border raid, a downed fighter jet, a civilian casualty in the wrong place. Any one of these could ignite a full-scale conflict. Both nations possess nuclear weapons. Both have faced international pressure before and ignored it. And in today's distracted world, the global community may not be able or willing to intervene quickly enough. Regional and global impact. If India and Pakistan spiral into full conflict, the consequences would echo far beyond South Asia. For the region, war would devastate fragile economies. Pakistan's already collapsing financial system could fail entirely. Refugees would flood neighboring countries. Militant groups could exploit the chaos, spreading instability across Afghanistan, Iran, and beyond. For the world, the stakes are even higher. India, a key member of alliances like the Quad, would be distracted, weakening U.S. efforts to counter China's rise. Global markets would tremble as two nuclear-armed nations stare each other down. Energy prices could spike. Trade routes through the Indian Ocean, vital for global shipping, could be threatened. And perhaps most dangerously, in the fog of war, the risks of nuclear miscalculation grow with every passing hour. The crisis brewing between India and Pakistan is not a local issue. It is a global one. And the clock is ticking. The global powers in the new balance. If India and Pakistan descend into war, the great powers will not stand idle, even if they avoid open intervention. Russia, already strained by the war in Ukraine, would face a strategic dilemma. Pakistan has drifted closer to Moscow in recent years, but India remains Russia's largest defense customer. A prolonged conflict could force Russia to choose, risking old alliances and accelerating its isolation. China, meanwhile, would see opportunity. Beijing has strong ties with Pakistan through the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, a cornerstone of its Belt and Road Initiative. If Pakistan falters, China could tighten its grip, offering aid in exchange for deeper influence. At the same time, a distracted India would weaken the US-led Indo-Pacific strategy, a goal China quietly welcomes. Iran would face chaos on its eastern border. With Afghanistan unstable and Pakistan at war, Iran's security would worsen dramatically. Tehran could see refugee flows, Sunni militant threats, and pressure to intervene, pulling it into yet another regional crisis. The BRICS alliance would face deep fractures. India, Brazil, Russia, China, and South Africa have worked to present a united front against Western dominance. But a major war involving India could split the group, especially if Russia and China take opposing sides, or if India seeks Western support. And the United States? Washington would be forced into a no-win scenario. Support India and risk destabilizing Pakistan, a nuclear power. Support Pakistan and alienate its key Indo-Pacific ally, India. Either way, American influence would be tested and stretched thinner across an already fracturing world. The echoes of an India-Pakistan war would not stop at their borders. They would ripple outward, shaking alliances, redrawing strategies, and rewriting the balance of global power. Strategic warning. This is not just another border skirmish. This is the slow, grinding approach of catastrophe. It may come in a week, it may come in a month, or it may come not at all if cooler heads prevail. But make no mistake, the world should be watching. Because when two giants collide, the ground shakes far beyond the battlefield. You're watching the Watchtower Report, where strategy meets reality.